It is Davis Creek. I just kind of finishing my walk here. Gonna go down, get a few things, watch the Raiders tonight. Let's hope they win. I don't have that high of expectations still. Beautiful day here. Perfect. Perfect breeze, perfect temperature, perfect everything. Like this is like, just so you know, for me personally, if you come to vacation in the Bahamas, the 2 months I would think are the best are November and April, because those are the two transitory months. That's when you're going from kind of the southern weather, the summer weather in the Bahamas where it's hot and humid every day, to kind of the winter weather. But the problem in the winter is we can get these cold fronts where it's only in the 60s and it feels a lot colder because you have 30-40 mile per hour winds coming off the ocean. But in November, you're still kind of in, the low 80s. It's not as humid. It's just, and it's the end of hurricane season. There's been a handful of storms that have hit in November, but that's very rare. And usually you're not going to get those monster storms. The ones that have hit for the most part are category 1 and 2s. So that's just a piece of advice. And if you can come in April after spring break, maybe the first half of May, or kind of like early to mid-November, you're kind of coming after tourist season if you come after spring break and after Easter. And you're kind of coming before tourist season if you come before Thanksgiving, when everything really kind of starts. Like the only warning would be that, for example, Nassau, everything will be open, but here a lot of stuff still doesn't open till about U.S. Thanksgiving. Like there's a restaurant I'm friends with the owners, and I asked them, they said December 1st. So that's just kind of the season here, right? So anyhow, what I want to do quickly with this video is I'm starting a new service called Profiting from Paradise. I've talked about it a few times in the past, but I was waiting for some money to come in through investments because I want to put some money behind it. And at first, it's just going to be initially me. And it's going to be kind of a lifestyle thing. See, I love a lot of these vlogs that people have on the internet. It's like I was just watching a guy called Bald and Bankrupt, and he's a British guy. He's obviously obsessed with the former Soviet Union. And he goes all over these old Soviet states. He's also just in Bolivia. He goes to India, and it just shows the kind of like what it's like. It walks around, shows what it's like there, lifestyle, eats street food. So I love that kind of thing. I'm a foodie, so I love a lot of these. There's another guy named Mark Weens has something called Migrationology, and he goes all over the world and he eats different foods. But also, I'm a little different in that I want to show people how you can actually move to some of these places. What place would be better for you? Because one thing I'm going to talk about in a future video is how the West has just become increasingly overpopulated, polluted, expensive, due to numerous factors. We can talk about these factors, but let's just say that. Like I was in Toronto, and Toronto's a different place than when I grew up. Like I sound like an old fart, but I just don't like it there anymore. Sorry to my friends in Toronto, but it's it's first world and get everything you want. But the problem is just there's 2 million more people living in Southern Ontario than there was when I'm growing up, and you see it in the road, you see the congestion, you see where people act. It's not that, we're all nice and polite as Canadians. No, I saw people, if you cut someone off or they cut you off on the road and people flipping you the bird, I thought people's attitudes had changed too. So how can you move to a place like this, which is picturesque and quiet, has a technology? So that's what we're going to talk. That's the whole idea of the name, profiting from. So profiting from in the sense that you're living from the place, and then and what you can do in the place, and then maybe also on the other side, business opportunities in a place. Like in a place like Eleuthera, they're pretty small. It's tough to deal with the local government, but maybe in some other countries there's more, but there's still things you could do here. Local businesses, be mostly small businesses, and I'll show that as well, and then show you how to live from these places. Like I recently discovered a way using the internet, because I love football, as I've mentioned in the past. I found a way where I can stream all the games using unique uses of the internet. So I can watch all the NFL games. And I'm paying for all of it, so it's not illegal streams. I can watch all the NFL games, all the college football games. So it adds also that sense of kind of, living in an exotic place, but also having all these kind of first world amenities like that here. So, and look at a beach like this, right? This is Surfers Beach. Like, come on, there's nobody on it. You know, and this is early November. So like I said, we're getting into this time where tourism is going to pick up, and it won't be like this in December, and it's not like this in spring break. But a beach like this in Florida or California would have hundreds of or thousands of people on it, right? So this is, you know, really, really kind of unique. So Profiting with Paradise, I'm going to set up the website. We're going to talk about this. I don't even, I have certain ways to make money from the site itself, but I think it's going to be very organic. I think as we travel, I'm going to do these videos from around the world. I've got a bunch of really friends of mine who are very attractive girls, I'll say that much, and they have great personalities, and they're going to kind of host the shows with me. So that if you're a male, you'll probably like that aspect of it too. You know, hey, I'm not into Me Too politically correct culture. I have nothing to say. I have an affliction for pretty women, beautiful women. You know. So anyhow, so we'll have a lot of fun of it. We'll show lifestyle, and I think the thing that'll make this unique is not just talking about food or showing what life is like there. We're going to also show you that, okay, if you moved here, this is how the infrastructure works. This is how you could work from here. This is what the cost of living is like. All of these sorts of things. So I think it's good, and what the opportunities are there, and we'll show the successful people that live there, not just expats, but like locals, what they do, how they run their businesses. So it'll be this great mix of kind of lifestyle, food, business opportunities, investments, etc. You know, pretty girls. So anyhow, I'll leave it at that. And actually, you know what? Because I haven't really thought about this in a while, because I've been doing a bunch of stuff. Talking about it's really made me excited. So that's something I'm really looking at doing in the new year. I'm renovating my house starting in a week or two. That'll probably take me into about the middle of December. So I probably won't have time other than doing some videos locally, but after that we will. Anyway, everybody take care, and I hope you enjoy this. And I hope you know it's something kind of unique, something different, and you don't just have to talk about, you know, investments all day. Thank you very much.